Hi everybody, Garling with you today with a video for Lindy's Stamp Gang. Today I'm going to show you a different way to apply your sprays. I know a lot of people don't like spraying them directly onto their layout. They don't feel comfortable. So here's an easier way I'm going to show you. I'm going to spray my spray onto the stencil, and then I'm going to use the stencil to stamp it onto the layout. It gives you a nice soft muted look and a little bit messy, which is what we like, and you really can't go wrong. I'm going to use a couple of colours, but I'm going to dry them in between. That first one was Merci, Beaucoup Mint, one of the Lindy sprays, and I went with a softer pink, but I decided it wasn't dark enough, so I'm going to go with Alpine Ice Rose spray because I think the pink and the turquoise will make a nice combination. But when you're doing this, just make sure you dry them off in between colours so it doesn't end up all muddy and messy. Okay, so now I'll dry that off and we will proceed. A few splatters for good measure. That's in the Alpine Ice Rose tool. And a few splatters in the Merci, Beaucoup Mint. These colours are all available in the online store, Lindy's online store, and a link to the online store you'll find at the bottom of the video here. Okay, might do a little bit of background stamping. I'm using sepia colour archival ink, and that's a 49 and Market stamp, one of my favourites at the moment. It's called Scripted Square, or Square Scripted. Scripted Square, I think it is. Yeah, I really like it. Nice, just subtle background. And I'll use tumble glass distress ink and just do a little bit of a grid pattern stamping. Not that you see this much, you don't really, but you know, it adds to the coloured tonings on the page. Okay, now I might add a little bit of texture paste for you know, add a little bit of texture, a little bit of interest on the background there as well. Making sure to keep it random. One of my pet hates is when you use a stencil and you can see that it's all perfectly square. See, there's no square there. It's all just very random and it looks more natural. Well, that's my personal opinion anyway. Each to his own, I suppose. So we'll dry that off. A few more Merci Beaucoup splatters. Sometimes when I splatter, I then go and blob them with my finger, and it just makes a nice messy looking blob, I suppose, for lack of a better word. Now I've matted my photo up with some 7 Dot Studio tags. Now I'm going to work on my chipboard. I'm just going to use a Versa ink, fine clear embossing pad, and I'm going to very randomly sprinkle on some Lindy's Guten Teal embossing powder. Now I've only sprinkled that on lightly. I don't want to completely cover it because you'll see what I'm going to do in a minute. So I've applied the powder, very hit and miss. Now I'm going to re-ink it with the Versa embossing ink, and I'm going to now sprinkle a little bit of Lindy's Bratwurst brown embossing powder, again just lightly so the turquoise shows through, and this will give me a nice two-tone effect. I really like doing this. I think it really makes it quite dramatic instead of just one bland colour. Well, I mean, then none of them are bland, but you know what I mean. It just adds a little bit of interest with the two-tone effect. Now I'm going to heat emboss my title, but I just want that in the one colour, and that's in the Guten Teal. That is a gorgeous colour embossing powder. That really nice. I really like that one. And on my background, I think they should look quite nice. Okay, they're the two colours, and moving along, my photo, as I said, that I'd already matted up, my foliage, my title. So now we can start sticking a few things down, I think. All the flowers I'm using are from 49 and Market. Now I'm speeding the video up here because I'm playing and umming and ahhing and deciding what flowers to use, and I'm sure I don't want you to be you know, sitting there looking me, making a decision. See, I sprayed those couple of flowers with the Merci Beaucoup mint because I want them to match my layout perfectly. Yes, they match that perfect. Yes, happy with that. I might add a few more. As I say, I've sped this up here because I don't want to bore you while I'm making a decision on what colour and what shape flower to put where. I'm sure you get the general idea. I just think it looks better with a few of the brownie tone ones in there. Sticking my photo down with some foam tape, putting a bit of sisal underneath for texture. My gorgeous granddaughter Mia. Stick those chippies down. Yeah, I'm really happy how that chipboard embossed with the two-tone. Title in the Merci Beaucoup mint. If you ever change your mind along the way, I totally changed my mind with the flowers and then I decided I was going to go monochrome and just have all the aqua tones, but I decided that it definitely needed the brown, and I'm happy I did. I think it makes a nicer contrast. We're allowed to change our mind, aren't we? Woman's prerogative, as they say. Yep, that's going nicely. A few little seed sprays in there, a couple of little brown flowers over on that side. Leftover piece of my flourish. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I've got out oh yes, I'm going to put my some art stones down first and a few prills, and I'm just applying them with some matte gel medium. They add another nice textural element to your page. A few more art stones. Okay, now I'm going to make up a little wash with some Magical's Opal Sea Oates. This is the most gorgeous colour, and I'm just I'm adding a bit of extra water so it's not too heavy. Now I'm just going to very randomly brush this in and around my layout, around the photo, around the flowers, because I just felt it needed with the brown flowers. Now I think needed that bit of brown. And this Opal Sea Oates Magical colour is just stunning. When it dries, it has a real beautiful gold shimmer to the brown. Really a very, very striking colour. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. It just needed that little bit of brown. Sorry, there's a door rumbling upstairs. So there you go, it's all finished. I'll list the products I've used at the end, and they're all available in the Lindy store. Hope I inspired you to try some of those colours perhaps, and to try that technique with using your stencil to stamp on the background, and maybe the heat embossing technique that I used today, sprinkling the two colours. Well, that's all for now. Until next time, bye.